Hello, my name is Grant King. Have you ever been at a concert, a recital, or a church service and somebody was singing and they were really off key? Were you ever that person? Well, in this video, I'm going to give you some exercises that will eliminate the pitchiness and the tendency to go off key and ensure that you are always accurate on key every single time you sing. Now, there are two things that are important in being able to be on key. One is the discipline of hearing accurately. Now, you may have excellent relative pitch, but that doesn't mean that you have disciplined yourself to accurately hear yourself sing. So that needs to be developed. Second, the muscles that control the vocal mechanism must be developed very well in order to be able to tune the voice to the note that you're hearing in your mind. So let's get started. We're going to start very, very simple, very basic. Two notes. Half step. Half step. And continue up through your range, working in half-step increments up through the top of your range, and then come back down and work through the bottom section of your range. Now, you've heard the adage, practice makes perfect. It's not true. Perfect practice does make perfect. If you practice doing something wrong, you simply get good at doing it wrong. So if you are doing this exercise and you hear yourself and realize, I'm not singing this on key, it's a little bit off, don't move on. It is imperative that you make the corrections and repeat it several times so you cement it in your mind and in your vocal cords. All of this is about conditioning, and conditioning both your hearing and the vocal mechanism to respond to what you're hearing. Okay, the next exercise is going to be add one note to that. So now it's going to be the first three notes of the major scale. So it goes like this. Up a half step. Another half step. And again, half step increments up through the top of your range. Come back down, work down through the lower part of your range. Same half step increments. Okay, the next exercise, and you notice that each of these exercises is going to build on the previous one. And that's why it is very important that you not move on until you've mastered the one, because logically, if you can't do the one, the next one is going to be impossible. So you need to master the one first. And if you get hung up on one thing and you find you're having a really difficult time with it, don't despair. Keep working at it. Stay there. Master it. You'll be amazed at how much easier it gets as you develop the discipline that it took to be able to master one thing will translate into everything you do after this. Now, the next exercise, we're going to do the same thing. 3 notes, and then we're going to do a major third interval jump. Okay, it's going to go just like this. Half step. Another half step. Now, don't go through these exercises fast. Take time on each note to make sure that you're really hearing the note and that you really are singing the note correctly. Okay, same thing again. Work all the way up to the top of your range, down into the bottom range, moving in half-step increments. I don't want to take the time now because I want to save a little bit of your time. Now, the final exercise I'm going to give you is going to really fine-tune it. And that is, we're going to take the same thing, 3 notes, then the major third interval, followed by a minor third interval. This is not very easy. It's actually difficult for accomplished singers because there's not a lot of difference between the minor and the major. And to really hit it right takes a lot of discipline. But here it goes. Next. same thing again. Move up in half-step increments up to the upper part of your range, and then come back down and go through the lower part of your range. Now, two things, this concludes the exercise, but two things that are very important. One, when I say go up through the top part of your range and the bottom part of your range, good rule of thumb, stay 2 full tones away from your top good note. Not your Halloween scream, but your top good note. And stay 1 full tone away from your bottom good note. Not a vocal grind, but good note. The notes that you can sing well. Reason for this is there's no reason to risk injuring yourself. Stay well within your range, but still you want to work the upper and lower parts of your range. The other thing is you notice that I'm doing this whole thing a cappella without an accompaniment. In the beginning, please do use a piano or a keyboard. It's important in the beginning to really be able to listen to each individual note and to learn to repeat the note when you sing it. But after a while, it gets important to develop your mind's ear to where you can hear the note in your mind and sing it simply from that. Now, this does not mean you have to have perfect pitch. I do not have perfect pitch. I have no idea what notes I was singing. Each one I probably did a little different. But the point is that you need to be able to start whatever your starting note is. Every pitch after that you sing has to be in tune relative to that first note. And so that's what becomes important. Now, when you're first doing it, play every single note, sing along with it. The next thing you might want to do is play just the first note of each repetition, like boom, ah, boom, ah, and so on. And then eventually get to where you can try to play just the very first note and move up through the whole exercise without playing any other notes. Now, when you can play the first note, say it's the middle C, and for the men an octave lower, and you can go 12 half steps, depending on how you count, you should be exactly an octave higher. If you play the C an octave higher and you're right on key, you know you've really done this exercise well. You've arrived. You will probably never sing off key again. I'm Grant King. Thanks for watching.